My name's Ben, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be showing you the Korma Curry Spice Kit by Master Indian Spice. I'm going to show you every step, and I'm going to show you a few little variations where you can get a little creative and add your own special touch. So, very excited about this. Let's get started. Quickly, I'm going to run through the ingredients. There's the Spice Kit, of course. The main ingredient is your chicken. If you want, you can substitute this for a veggie protein of some kind. 500 grams or two chicken breasts, a whole tomato, a whole onion, and I'm going to use these slivered almonds. I'm just going to use a spice grinder over here to get these slivered almonds into a powder. Got about 2 tablespoons of oil, a little more. My favorite coconut curry, aromatic, I think that's how you say that. I may or may not use some of these green chilies. Whereas this is a Canadian korma, I'm going to be using this maple syrup as the sweetener. Just need a little bit of a sweetener, either some honey or some maple syrup, or even a little sugar if you're feeling less inspired, I guess. Lastly, I'm going to be using some aromatic spices. I've got whole cloves, green cardamom, cinnamon. Other ones that go really well in a korma are nutmeg, even allspice. These go well in the first step of your frying, so you'll be flavoring the oil with these. So you can get a little creative. You can really play around with that, and that's the whole essence really of Indian cooking is experimentation and finding sort of your own voice. So our first step in this kit is going to be to take out Spice Pack 1, and we're just going to add a little bit of our oil to the chicken to do a marinade. Alright, Spice Pack 1 goes in. And the oil in this case is just a medium to spread those spices around a little bit. Alright, I'll work that in. So we'll set this aside. So I've got a grinder, a spice grinder. I'm going to just use this to blend my onions up into a really fine paste. So we'll just grind those onions up. A nice smooth creamy onion for a nice smooth creamy sauce, which is what a korma should be. Let's keep going. So I'm going to grind up my slivered almonds. That's a nice smooth powder, and that will also help us create a very creamy gravy. There's about a half a cup, maybe between a half a cup and a quarter cup. So I think I'm going to use all my almonds. So my pan's on a medium. We're ready for the first step, which is to warm up the oil. And if you have any whole spices, add them now. It's a good idea to have your onions ready, like we do, before you do your whole spices, because you want to be able to put the onions in as soon as the spices are ready. There, so a couple of little sticks of cassia bark or cinnamon. So I've got about 3 in there. I'm going to do about 4 or 5 cardamom, and then about just a little bit, 6 cloves. And that's it. That's all you need to have a beautifully infused oil that will permeate your whole dish. And once your spices are beginning to infuse, you can just spread that oil around a little bit if you have to. With a bigger pan like this, I've got to spread it around. I just want to cover the bottom of the pan. Okay, the spices are just starting to steam a little bit. They're bubbling, they're nice and hot. You might need a spatula. And it says to cook them for 2 minutes over medium-high, so that's what we're going to do. They should be nice and brown by the time we're done. They're already browning up a little bit. Okay, so now in goes Spice Pack 2, which is a turmeric mixed with some other spices. And we're going to add just under half a cup of water, and we're just going to mix that together. That's starting to cook down a little bit. It's been about 1.5 minutes. That water is evaporating. In go the tomatoes. And at this stage, I'm just going to do my own creative flourish and add a few green chilies, and then they'll stew up along with those tomatoes. We're going to add our ground almonds. I've got a little bit left over in there. Alright, so ground almonds and then Spice Pack 3 go in with your tomatoes as well. The smell of Spice Pack 3 mixing in with the rest of these you can really tell that the gravy is starting to come together. You can really tell that something special is happening. The instructions say once the gravy starts to bubble, then it's time to put in your coconut milk, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to put my coconut milk in. So 1 whole can of coconut milk goes in. Don't forget to add your maple syrup, 2 teaspoons. In a separate pan, I'm going to take my marinated chicken and just brown all the sides. And I've cooked up my chicken. It's browned on all sides. It's not totally cooked, but it will cook in the gravy. It smells so good. Everything about this korma is just amazing. Our last step, as always, is to add ourselves a little bit of heat. This chili pepper is pretty hot. I'm going to add in about a quarter. Korma is traditionally served mild. I'm going to try this and see how it turned out. I'm actually going to add a little salt to this, but it's a perfectly balanced, creamy entree that kids love and that I love. I'm going to serve this up, and my daughters are going to be lucky enough to have this meal tonight. So here it is, a beautiful korma curry. I'm going to serve it next to rice. That gravy is just perfect. Get a couple of peppers on top there. I'm just going to garnish with a few fenugreek leaves, especially in a maple curry. Some fenugreek will just mirror that maple flavor a little bit. Not too sweet. 2 teaspoons is about all you need. Voila, the Master Indian Spice Korma Curry. You can get one of these kits at masterindian.com. Feel free to like and subscribe and enjoy your meal.